If I were starting from complete scratch and I had no food at my house whatsoever, this is what I would do. The first thing is to find my least expensive store in the area. In my case, it's Walmart. Welcome to Walmart. They have everything. It's a one-stop shop. Ain't nobody got time for deal hunting. Ain't nobody got time to jump from place to place. And because I'm starting from scratch and I'm probably busy because I'm working, we need simple, convenient, and for our budget to stretch a really, really long way. When my husband and I were newly married, this is what we did. We had oatmeal for breakfast every single morning for like a year straight.
It was either jigsaw or die of boredom.
So of course we needed some brown sugar to go along with it. I wanted a little bit extra protein, so I did pick up 1 dozen eggs. These are a splurge. This is $4 right now. $4. So maybe Greek yogurt could potentially be the better bet right now, but this is just to supplement the oats. And oats actually do have 5 grams of protein per half cup dry. It's pretty good. And yes, I am hiding in the baby section to record this because this Walmart is packed right now.
Well, we're out of cake. We only had 3 bits and we didn't expect such a rush.
Next up is lunch, and that means sandwiches and a fruit of some kind. Simple, quick, and easy. And let me tell you what, back in those early days, my husband and I could not afford deli meat sandwiches. The meat, the cheeses, the mayos. So we did PB&J for most of the days, and if we didn't have PB&J or if we had leftovers from dinner, we would do that as well. And let's run to produce and see if we can find some apples, some bananas, something to fill in the gap. Now, while my husband would not be caught dead with baby carrots with his sandwich, it was something that I would eat quite frequently, but I picked up a ton of bananas for him. He would throw that in his breakfast with oatmeal. It's very cheap, 50 cents a pound for bananas, so it's a good buy for this week. Also, starting from scratch, you need salt and pepper. You could do something as easy as this, as big as this. This is fine, this will last longer probably. And because we're doing oatmeal, let's also pick up some cinnamon, and then we will move on over to dinner ideas. Cinnamon sticks, cinnamon sugar. Oh my gosh.
We got pork chops, crab chops.
Found it, $1.24. Hang on, my kid's calling me. Hey, but Christine, I thought you were anti-smartphone for kids. No social media, no just free reign on cell phones as a model, as a parenting decision. You are totally correct, but that's where Gabb Wireless comes in. Listen, my 15-year-old just got his driver's license, and here's one thing I know about 15-year-olds. They're not good drivers yet. And heaven forbid if something happens, I definitely want him to have a way to contact me, the police, the insurance company, something. Maybe if he gets lost, he can call up mom and see what's going on. Gabb Wireless is awesome for this because they don't have social media apps. They don't have internet browsing, and they have GPS tracking, so I know where my kid is, especially out there driving the roads on his own. I also have a 12-year-old that wanted to do like basketball open gym tryouts. He doesn't drive and he still needs to call mom when he's done. He's got the Gabb watch. Gabb is the leader in safe phones and watches for kids, and now's the best time to check them out because they're having a holiday sale. Gabb phones and watches still look like the tech that kids want to use. They have the Gabb Music app, which lets them stream clean music. And then for older kids that have the Gabb Phone 4 Pro, there's tons of third-party apps that the parents can go onto the website and then approve for the kid. So I picked like a scripture app. There's Duolingo, which I approved, but they don't get to put them on themselves. The parent has to do it. And kids got unlimited talk and text with Gabb Messenger, designed with kids' safety in mind. I love Gabb phones so much. I actually got them for my kids before Gabb decided to sponsor me. So when they reached out, I was like, yes, I already use the product. It's a no-brainer. So right now, Gabb is offering huge discounts for the watches and the phones for new customers. Best part, no contract required. Just go to gabb.com/FFM to get started. That's gabb.com, gabb.com/FFM to check it out. It's also gonna be the first link down the dibbly-dib below. Terms and conditions apply. Thanks to Gabb for sponsoring. Now let's jump back into this crowded Walmart. Okay, time to hunt for dinner stuff, which means I wanna think about proteins, what's easy, what we like, what we can put together with not very many cooking skills. What better easy dinner meal to make than spaghetti? We can do it really inexpensively. I like penne, what about you? We gotta have a sauce. Back in the day, I would pick up a Hunt's for $1.34. Great Value marinara, $1.67. If we're lucky, we might be able to add some protein to that. A lot of the time we wouldn't. A lot of the time maybe it would be some Texas toast from the freezer section because it was very inexpensive. Sometimes it was indeed 2 ingredients.
Sad. It was at the time.
But I do have the chicken, so I could cut up like half a chicken breast and put it in there. Speaking of the chicken, one of my favorite things to do when we were first married was stir fry. And yeah, I didn't make anything from scratch. I bought a packet to make my stir fry. So all I need now is some rice, some veggies, and a seasoning packet. Let's add another dinner. Okay, so far for dinners, we have spaghetti, a stir fry. The mixed vegetables, not my favorite choice, but it was under $1 and everything else was like $2.50. Sometimes you just gotta go with what fits in the budget. I, in the beginning, would frequently get 2 cans of bean with bacon soup, reconstitute it, serve it with some crackers, and that would be dinner. It's surprisingly good. Don't knock it. It's actually really yummy.
Is it though?
Now, to utilize my chicken to the best of my ability, I'm using it as my protein base for the whole week. So I also picked up a packet of taco seasoning, some corn tortillas, and a head of lettuce to make some simple tacos. If I have a few extra dollars in the budget, sour cream would be lovely. Cheese, I don't know. My husband and I didn't buy a lot of cheese in those early days because cheese was a luxury, we couldn't afford it. And since we're in the produce section, I'm also gonna use my chicken just to make a basic chicken and potato dish. My husband loves baked potatoes, and you cannot find a more satiating food. Studies have shown potatoes are the most satiating food of all the foods. And they're inexpensive, you can cook them in a ton of ways.
Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
And there's one for everybody. You want sweet, Yukon Golds, reds, russets, whatevs. They're all here for you. And we've pretty much started like a 1 week's worth of grocery shopping from scratch, starting from nothing, 0. There's a few things we could probably fill in. I would like butter or oil of some kind, but it is time to check the budget, see where we're at, and see if we can afford it at all. I'm switching my potatoes. This 5-pound bag is $1.86. I'm gonna save a couple bucks this way. Put that one back. Okay, because I found the cheaper potatoes and I saved like $3.50, I'm gonna go ahead and get a small sour cream for $1.25, and I am going to get some butter. Please don't get margarine. It's not on sale, unfortunately. It's $4.26, but I think a little extra money for a higher quality, like not margarine, but butter is better. Another way I could afford the butter is to put the eggs back and maybe get a Greek yogurt instead of the eggs, because the eggs are pretty expensive for the serving size. Okay, the Greek yogurt is also $4 for the Great Value tub. So I think we're gonna leave it, stick with the eggs. Now let's total up our spending and check out the whole haul. Did you know that I have a membership group, and in my membership group, we do things like I'm showing you in this video: simple cooking, seasoning foods, shopping strategies, and even digging into your budget to save some cash on your everyday bills. I have seen some amazing savings in our membership group, anywhere from a couple $100 a month to $1,500 a month in savings. And those people do all kinds of things with it. Maybe they're paying off debt, maybe they're trying to save for a vacation. Everyone has different goals and everyone's starting in different places. So if that sounds like something that you might be interested in, I will leave that information also in the description box. If you want to join our 12 Days of Christmas challenge, it's going to start on December 26th. It's wrapping up the December spending and pushing into January and our 2025 goals. Check it out below if that's something that's interesting to you. $54.40 to feed 2 grown adults for 1 week, starting from absolutely scratch. Could I have saved more money by doing a few things differently? Absolutely. I could have cooked from scratch more. That way I wouldn't have had to buy the bread, wouldn't have had to buy the tortillas. I definitely could have shopped sales instead of paying $2.67 a pound for chicken breast. I can usually get it on sale for $1.70 a pound, and that's when I buy it. And if you want to save money over the long run, buying your own spices will help you with that. But as like starting from nothing, these come in handy because buying spices like this really adds up when the budget is very, very small. So for less than $55, starting from nothing, I was able to feed 2 people for a week pretty easily. The truth is, when you're on a tight budget, you don't get to have a whole ton of variety. You don't get to have what I consider luxury items like cheese or bacon.
But how did you survive?
This is exactly how I started grocery shopping from nothing when I made very little money. Now, obviously, many years ago, it didn't cost as much as $54. I could have probably done this for $25 back in the day, but we haven't seen those prices in a few years, am I right? As a reminder, this is what we're eating. Breakfast is gonna be oatmeal with brown sugar and cinnamon, with some eggs on the side on the days that we can afford it. Dave might cut up some of these bananas and throw those in there as well. I ended up with 6 pounds of bananas. Overkill? Who's to say? Lunches is leftovers from the dinner along with PB&J sandwiches with the bananas and the carrot sticks. And we're gonna do spaghetti, it's not spaghetti, it's penne with marinara sauce and chicken. These little convenient like bean with bacon soups for a really easy dinner, you know, especially if both of you are working or going to school or something. Some seasoned chicken with some baked potatoes. That's why we got the sour cream and the butter. We have a chicken stir fry. We have chicken tacos. This is something I learned when Dave and I were first married is I would make like a whole pan of enchiladas and then we would eat the pan of enchiladas for like 3 days because I would make a full family size batch and there were just 2 of us. So leftovers for lunch, leftovers for dinner again. So I definitely didn't make dinner every night. And what's great about this is we probably won't eat all of the potatoes this week. Definitely not gonna use all of the butter, the jam, the peanut butter. So now I'm starting next week with a few essentials in my pantry and I can take my same $54, $55 and get more variety in the weeks ahead, which is also one of my favorite reasons for shopping at multiple stores because I could have gotten way more produce if I had gone to, say, Winco, which has great deals on produce, better than Walmart almost all of the time. If I had shopped a more expensive store to get my proteins on sale, I would have been able to get a wider variety of proteins. This package of chicken that cost me almost $11, I probably would have paid $6 somewhere else. If you were to do this starting from scratch, what would you have done differently? I'd love to know down in the comments. And thanks so much for hitting up a busy Walmart with me today. I'll see you later. Hey, thanks for staying to the end. So I did want to mention 2 things to you. One of them is that I still do shop this way because I still cook fairly simply. Let me show you an example. My grandpa's chicken and rice roget casserole that I've shared on the channel in my budget videos, I made it for dinner today. I still make it because it's delicious. It makes a ton. And to feed my family of 6, like look at how much food this is. This cost me probably $6 because this package of chicken was on clearance for $4. Yeah, maybe I'll throw like a bag of frozen green beans in the microwave. In fact, I should probably do that, I have some. But I still do cook pretty simply because if you season simple foods really well, they go over nicely, especially with kids. Also, I have the secret to losing weight and keeping it off. Are you ready for it? Have dental work done. Huh? Your mouth will hurt so bad, you just won't eat. Follow me for more weight loss tips. That was a joke if you couldn't tell. Also, did you know that Brussels sprouts grow like this? Actually, in fact, that's upside down. They grow like this. Look at this thing, oh my gosh. My local store had this for like $5 for the entire stock. I love Brussels sprouts. These are enormous. Look at, I'm gonna pop this one off. Okay, I can't. It's too strong. Look, it's bigger than my nose. I have a big nose. Look how giant these are. This is wild. Where do they grow this? These do not grow where I live. It's as big as my torso. Ah. Do you guys like Brussels sprouts as a veggie? Let me know down below.